Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. So today, let's take a look at the 2025 BMW M340i. Huge shout out to Hendrick BMW Charlotte for providing this sedan for me today. Take a look at the website. That link is down in the description below. This 340 is finished off in Brooklyn Gray Metallic, and they have a starting MSRP just over $60,000. Now this is powered by the 3-liter inline 6-cylinder turbocharged engine. It's paired to both the mild hybrid system along with the 8-speed automatic, and it pumps out 386 horsepower, 398 pound-feet of torque. This model here is rear-wheel drive. It weighs in right around 3,900 pounds. It'll do 0 to 60 in 4.5 seconds with a top speed up to 155 miles an hour. It also has a fuel capacity of 15.6 gallons. You'll expect to see 27 miles per gallon in the city and 33 out on the highway. This also has a wheelbase of 112.5 inches. Its overall length is 185.9. It has a width of 71.9 and a height of 56.4 inches. Now, as we take a look at the exterior styling, this has a really nice design to it. You'll notice too the gloss black accents and the brushed accents too. It's on the surround for the kidney grille along with the trim accents within it. This model also features active grille shutters, so that section will open up to provide cooling when needed. There's a forward-facing camera, all of the parking sensors too, and then LEDs for the lighting. They do have a nice dark housing to them, and they match nicely with the grille with how narrow they are. You'll notice too there's a sensor in the lower section for distance pacing, and then there's a lot more cutouts and inlets to provide additional cooling. There's also some more gloss black accents on the far edges there, and then some very nice lines that come down the hood. Now this also gets a really nice set of wheels with that two-tone design. You'll notice blue for the M Sport brake calipers. There's also power folding side mirrors that are finished off in gloss black. They do feature the turn signal and a camera, and the gloss black works its way to the rest of the window trim. There's also a sunroof for this model here, and then very nice lines that run down the side. There's some crisp points in that lower section along with the side skirt, and then one just above the height of the door handles. Now in back, this does have a very small trunk-mounted spoiler. It's body colored. There's LEDs for all of the lighting, along with a backup camera, all of the parking sensors, and then more gloss black along with the dual exhaust system. Now this does feature remote start, so you can triple tap on the lock button and bring this to life. And then just triple tap on it again, and that's how you can shut it off when needed. Now you also have the control for the trunk on the key fob, or you can just use the one to the left of the backup camera, and this model also has the power trunk lid. Now in back, you have a good bit of space for this sedan. There's a storage bin on one side. You also have a net on the other side. There's no storage or spare underneath the floor, and then you can also fold down the back seats. So just pull on those tabs. That will give you a lot more interior space, where there's also some tie-down hooks too, so you can fit in a lot of items. And then up top you have two buttons. You can either just close the trunk or lock the vehicle too. Now if you do lock the vehicle, there are proximity door handles on the back, so you can grab any door handle to open this up. Now this model has a really nice interior. There's also some brushed accents, interior lighting, Harman Kardon for the audio, and then storage in that lower section. And then you'll notice that same color for these seats. And at 5'10", hopping into the back, you have a decent amount of space. Now there's no storage pockets behind either seat. You have vents in the middle along with the adjustments for that and some auxiliaries. Small bulge right in the middle, but you can easily have a foot on both sides. And at 5'10", I have maybe a ½ inch or so of headroom, but I could ride around town. I could be comfortable sitting in the back here. Now right in the middle, you do have the armrest along with cup holders, and then you can also fold down this middle seat individually. So if you need to do that for whatever reason, it's very nice to have the option to do that. And then you do have some small pillars in the back, so it's pretty easy to see all around. Now up front, you get memory seating adjustments. There's all the window controls, side mirror adjustments, trunk release, and more storage. And then you have automatic front seats here with a great design to them. There's one manual adjustment, however, that is for the leg support that you can use as needed. Now hopping in for the 25-year model, this gets a flat bottom design for the leather steering wheel. There's a stripe up top, all the colors for the BMW logo there. And then you'll notice on the left side, you get your cruise control settings with distance pacing. There's volume tuning, Bluetooth and voice commands, and then even paddle shifters too. But let's fire this back up and take a listen to how this sounds. And coming back to the digital gauge cluster now, you'll see on the left side, there's miles per hour and fuel. Right side, you have tach along with engine temperature. Now, if you use this button right in the middle on the right side, this is how you can get through a lot of the content within the middle of this screen. So you can pull all of this up, just depending on what you need to view for the day. And then you can also change the layout too. So you have 3 different settings that you can go into. And the last one is for the head-up display, where you have a few settings just depending again on what you need to see. So very easy to go through. You have a good bit that you can monitor. Now on the left side of the headlight adjustment, you get 1 air vent. And then with the continuation of the screen, now we have the infotainment system, where you have fixed information in the lower section, so you can quickly get to all this information, including Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. You have all of your climates, your interior lighting, your seat comfort. You can go through quite a lot. You can also get into all of the climates, pull up the navigation, there's also music, and then you do have shortcuts to the heated seats, heated steering wheel, and temperature adjustments. Now back on the home screen, you'll notice there's a split view. So you can monitor the nav on one side and then go through all this information and customize it on the left. Now there's also a really cool trim accent just underneath that. You get some more lighting along with vents. There's also volume and power. You have tuning, some defrosters. This also has wireless charging. You have cup holders and auxiliaries. You can hide those away too. And then you do get shortcuts for that screen. So you don't have to use it as a touchscreen system, which is very nice. You can use those controls as well. And then with the shifter, just push it forwards. That is for reverse, where you have automatic parking, the backup assistance, and then there's also some shortcuts for the camera system. There's also the 360 view, so that way you can see what is around the entire vehicle. There's also drive and sport mode, and then park is located on the back. Now to the left of that, you have traction control. There's also a shortcut to the forward-facing camera, so you can pull that up in full screen. There's also parking sensors, engine start stop, and then you have a few different driving modes, which will also change the exhaust and your throttle response. There's auto hold and the e-brake. You have an auxiliary with storage under the armrest, and then plenty of storage in the locking glove box there. You get garage door buttons up top, and then dome lights and controls for the sunshade and sunroof. Both of those are power operating. And then here's a look at visibility. Very easy to see over the right side as well as the left too. Those pillars are very thin, making it very easy to see. As we set off behind the wheel now for the M340i, this is definitely a very popular sedan from BMW. It's also one that is going to give you a very comfortable daily driving feel, but you also are going to get some very nice performance with this model. You have a lot of tuning potential. You have a lot of aftermarket support for this. In its stock form though, it's going to be an amazing vehicle, but you have a lot that you can do to it just depending on what you plan to do with this type of vehicle. But if you need something practical, if you're putting car seats in the back, extra people, but you also want a little bit of performance, this is a great option without bumping up to the M3. So I've made some comparison videos with this and the M3. We have a lot of M3 comp and just normal M3 review videos as well, so you can take a look at those. But if you're not looking for basically that next level, that hardcore, track focused vehicle, this is something that is going to be a very comfortable daily driver. I have it in sport mode at the moment, and it's super comfortable even in sport mode. And then of course you have the other two options here, really just going to do the exhaust and your throttle response. But it's a fantastic vehicle to drive. I've had some friends who have owned these. I've driven quite a lot of them, and it's a nice platform to go with. It's also very quiet too, as you would expect from a BMW. It's not a loud vehicle. However, you can make it louder if you choose to do that. But for this 25-year model, we don't have too many changes for the latest year. We do get the flat bottom design for the steering wheel, which is a nice touch. Not only does that make it easier to enter and exit, but it does give it that cool factor too of just having a more sporty design for the steering wheel. It does, however, feel a little bit on the big side for this car, but it's not bad. You have nice grips on both sides, and then you can easily reach the paddle shifters too. Now let's put it into sport mode where we can use the paddle shifters. And from second gear, just a minor acceleration and we're up to speed. Paddles are super responsive as you would expect. So while this is more of an M Lite, it's not the M3, you still get a good bit of performance. So I wouldn't really call it an M Lite vehicle. Yes, it is, but just the amount of performance that you can get with this is incredible. It's a great vehicle for track driving, mountain road driving. If you plan to do that occasionally, if you're doing that a lot, obviously go with the M3. But it's certainly a well-rounded sedan that has a lot to offer. And we are in sport mode, second gear. Here we go. And just casually, you get a little bit of gurgles in that exhaust from the stock configuration. But again, plenty of power. I'm not doing its full potential today, but this definitely has a lot to offer. But this is what it's like to be behind the wheel for the M340i. I think it has a great look. We have the large screen that is being adapted into several of the BMW trim levels in different models. I think it's really nice. You have quite a lot to go through. It's pretty easy to get used to it compared to the previous design with the split two screens. But this is a fantastic vehicle to drive. If you are looking for something comfortable, refined, you want some of that performance, you don't want to spend a ton of money. I mean, 60, 65 grand obviously is still a good bit of money, but for what you are getting for the value, I think this is a great option. Now, also keep in mind that BMW's horsepower and torque numbers are usually pretty underrated. So this is making a lot more power than what BMW claims and states. And again, with its performance and the tuning potential and everything like that, you have a lot that you can do with this. You can also get all-wheel drive too if you want to put that power down a little bit better and just have the all-wheel drive system. For the driver's seat here, at 5'10", I have maybe 2 inches or so of headroom, and it looks like we do have a height adjustment. So you can be a little bit taller than me and still fit comfortably in the driver's seat here. But that is going to wrap it up for the M340i. Once again, huge shout out to Hendrick BMW Charlotte for providing this sedan for me today. Take a look at their website, give this video a huge thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and consider smashing that subscribe button so you can stay up to date with our daily uploads. I will see you all in the next video.